Let me show you some of the best Nintendo Switch games coming soon. Alright, so there's some epic games coming out on the Nintendo Switch this year, and of course I can't cover all of them, alright? There's plenty of indie games and some other games that I'm not going to be talking about here, but here's some of my favourite games that I'm excited for this year coming to the Nintendo Switch. So let's kick it off. Okay, so KAO The Kangaroo is out on the 27th of May. I've already done a dedicated video about this, so go and check that out. But this is an old school 3D action platformer. It is a new entry into the series, but the original series came out in like the early 2000s. But yeah, this is a brand new entry. This is for the old school 3D platforming fans like myself, and I'm super hyped by this. You play as KAO The Kangaroo, and you pretty much, you know, KO people with boxing gloves. It's pretty cool. Jump across platforms, boss fights, all that good stuff. I am super excited for this one, and it's coming super soon on the 27th of May. Next up is Mario Strikers on the 10th of June. Now, this is the first Mario Strikers game in 15 years since the GameCube, and I know so many people are hyped for this. Now, I have to say, I am not a football fan. I never have been. I never liked playing it. I never liked football games. I am not a football fan at all. However, I am excited about Mario Strikers because the original one was really, really good. I never owned it, but I definitely played it a few times at a friend's house. And to be fair, even with Switch Sports, I'm having a lot of fun playing the football on that. And well, yeah, I am actually excited by Mario Strikers. So if you are a football fan, well then 100% get on Mario Strikers because it looks like a lot of fun, and that's coming out on the 10th of June. Now, this one isn't really like a game. It kind of is. It's more of an expansion. So Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, the expansion, the DLC, however you want to say it, that is out on the 30th of June. So this is like a huge expansion to Monster Hunter Rise. Now, again, I've got a whole dedicated video just about this, so go and check that out if you want more of my thoughts on that. But yeah, Monster Hunter Rise is a massive game where you go and hunt monsters. It's all about the weapons and the skills and all that kind of stuff. I've never got into them myself, but I really want to, and I think that the Sunbreak expansion is actually going to push me over the edge and make me go and get the game. Now, this is an expansion. You can buy it as a one-off purchase if you already own the base game, or you can buy it as like the base game including the expansion in a physical box, so you can do that as well. Next up is Klonoa Phantasy Reverie, which is out on the 8th of July. Now, again, this is actually PlayStation classics that are coming over to the Nintendo Switch. Again, I've done a video about this, so go and check that out. However, I'm really excited by this because I never got to play these games originally, but I always wanted to. And now these have been remastered, so pretty much like ground up, remade. Go away, fly. There's a fly in here and it's really bugging me. So stop that. Get out. Stop it. I'm filming here. Go away. Anyway, this is like a remake. It's like been ground up remade. It looks beautiful, and I finally am excited to go and play the Klonoa series, and I can play it on the Switch portably. I mean, what's more to love? So go and check that out if you're already a fan of the games, or if you know, just like the look of it. Live Alive, Live Alive, I don't know how you're meant to say it, but it's the 22nd of July this is coming out. Now, this originally launched in Japan many years ago, and it never saw a release in the Western world. However, now it is. It's finally getting like a Western release, and it's been like HD remastered or whatever, you know, so this looks pretty cool. It's like a 2D sort of action RPG game. It's like heavy on the storyline, and you go through different sort of timelines. I don't know too much about it, but I thought I'd throw this one in here because for those that love those kind of like RPG games, those JRPG games and stuff like that, I think you're going to really like this game if you didn't know about it already. I don't know if I'm going to play it. I mean, I am enticed to. I also kind of want to get the physical version just to have it in my collection, but I don't know if I'm going to sink time into it because it seems like a very long game. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 out on the 29th of July. I am so excited by this, and they've pushed forward the release. Normally games get delayed, but no, they actually pulled the game back so that it releases sooner. So 29th of July, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm a huge Xenoblade Chronicles fan. The only reason is that I haven't done a full-blown in-depth like video about number 3 is because I feel like not a fake fan. I really love Xenoblade Chronicles. I've got pretty much all the games bar the original on Wii. I've got Chronicles X on the Wii U. I've got the Pro controller. I've got it on the 3DS, you know, on the new 3DS, which is how I originally played the first one. I've got the definitive edition. I've got Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I've got Torna as well, but I haven't sank loads and loads of time into it. I haven't completed all of it. So I don't feel like I have enough like to go by to express my opinions fully for the fan base that actually are diehard Xenoblade Chronicles fans, if that makes any sense. But I am super hyped to get number 3. I'm definitely picking that up on launch day because, well, I just love the whole thing and I love the idea of it, and I just need to play through them back to back to back so that I can like actually talk about these games properly. But I am really, really hyped for this. So if you're into these kind of games like JRPGs, definitely check this one out. And then we have Splatoon 3 on the 9th of September. Now again, don't shoot me, I'm not a massive Splatoon fan. I like it. I love the art style. I like the gameplay as well, but I've just not had enough time to sink into it. Christina's not a big fan of it, and we generally play games together, even if they're like single player or whatever, but I just haven't had enough time to play this. But I know number 3 is huge for so many people, so I'm excited for your excitement if you're excited about Splatoon 3. So that is coming up super soon as well. So definitely check that one out if you're into, you know, some cool shooty multiplayer games. Now next up is the like TBC, you know, section. So the to be confirmed of 2022. So they are supposedly coming out this year, but we just don't really know when. And that is No Man's Sky. So this was a big shock to me. I was never expecting to see No Man's Sky coming out on the Nintendo Switch, but I'm so glad that it is. I just hope that they do it justice. You know, I really hope that it runs well and that the resolution is good and that the pop-in and everything is acceptable. I mean, who knows until we see more about it, but No Man's Sky is a sci-fi game. You get to fly around space, you get to land on planets, you get to harvest stuff and craft stuff and all this stuff. It looks very, very cool. I originally played this game when it launched on PC, and it had very mixed reviews there because they kind of lied about the game and then fixed it later on. There's been tons and tons and tons of expansions and, like, you know, upgrades and all that kind of stuff made to the game, but I played it originally when it was pretty much bare bones, and I still had fun. So for it to be so far into development now and coming to the Nintendo Switch, I think a lot of people are going to love this. Oh, and of course, Bayonetta 3. Oh yes, Bayonetta. Like, I love Bayonetta. We played through Bayonetta 1 and 2 live on the channel a little while back, at end of last year, I think it is. We played through the entire, like, 1 and 2, and it's such an amazing hack and slash, like, game, or series of games. I am a huge Bayonetta fan. Bayonetta is just, amazing. So if you like hack and slashy games and you're probably over 18, I think they're 18 plus. Yeah, no, they are definitely over 18 games. As long as you're over that sort of age and you're into a bit of tongue-in-cheek, a bit risky, like, you know, stuff, but really good gameplay and a really good storyline as well, definitely check out Bayonetta 3. I am so hyped for this. This is a day one buy for me. Like, oh, I cannot wait. Sonic Frontiers. Yep, Sonic Frontiers supposedly coming out this year as well. It's going to be an open world Sonic game. Oh, I cannot wait for this. Again, I've covered this in the past. I've done a dedicated video like when it was announced, and I cannot wait for Sonic Frontiers. I'm a big Sonic fan, but I always find that the Sonic games are a bit meh. Like, I don't know, I just feel like they underperform all the time, but I do think Sonic Frontiers is going to be that, like, golden star that or golden coin that I'm, like, waiting for, you know. I'm definitely picking this up regardless of the reviews or whatever. I'm going to buy it day one and make my own impression, like, you know, from it. And, well, I cannot wait. Open world Sonic, yes please. Let's not forget Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. I still can't believe that this is coming out this year. Like, seriously, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet coming out this year when we had Arceus launch in the beginning of the year. And Pokemon Arceus Legends, by the way, Pokemon Legends Arceus, absolutely incredible. We've covered it on the channel multiple times. I love that game. Like, I massive love that game. But this is like the next generation. It's not like this. I know it's not a spin-off, but it's not a mainline game, is it? Legends. I know you're going to tell me it is. It is, but it's not. Like, you know, it's a totally different type of Pokemon game. It's set in the past. There's no gyms. There's all that kind of stuff. This one is. This is Gen 9, I think. Is it Gen 9? I think it's Gen 9. And this is going to have your gyms. It's going to be open world. Like, it's actually going to be open world. There's going to be Pokemon out and about. The only thing is, again, I covered this in a video, I think I think that you're not going to be able to go and throw to catch the Pokemon. I've got a whole video about that just because it kind of says that you have to battle Pokemon to catch them. It says that specifically on the website. It doesn't say anything about throwing Pokeballs in the wild. So yeah, I've got a video about that. Go check that out if you want to see more. And then, okay, this isn't really coming out this year. I've got two right here that aren't coming out this year, but Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Come on, like it was meant to be this year, but then it got delayed until next year. I'm totally cool with it being delayed because I want it to be as good as it possibly can. Delay games, fine by me, as long as you're going to put the effort in and make them as good as they possibly can be, because why launch it early and have it be not as good as it could have been, right? So Breath of the Wild 2 looks amazing. I cannot wait. I'm probably going to have to go through and replay Breath of the Wild 1 because I haven't played it since it came out in like 2017, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Breath of the Wild 2. So I hope you are too. Now this is big for me. This one's big for me. There's no release date whatsoever, no year, nothing. This is totally to be confirmed. Are you ready? Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4. If you know me on this channel, you know I'm a massive Metroid fan. I absolutely love the 2D games and I absolutely love the Prime series. I cannot wait for Prime 4. Just give it to me already. It was in development. It was probably meant to be launched already, and then they turned around and sacked it off. They completely ditched it and started from scratch and said, look, we're not happy. Let's just go again from scratch. And that was a few years ago now. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't know. But they basically just binned off whatever they had. I'd love to see what they had. I'd love to see some sort of leak of what they were like originally planning to launch that got scrapped. I'd love to see that. But Metroid Prime 4 is probably going to be either next year or the year after. I'm thinking 2022, maybe 2023, or maybe 24, possibly, maybe. I think they've still got a ways to go with this yet, but I am so hyped. But in the meantime, there's been rumors, again, I've done videos on this, there's been rumors about the Prime Trilogy, or at least Prime 1, like HD remaster coming to Nintendo Switch. And I really, really hope that that's true, because there's been such a long wait for Prime 4 that there needs to be a stopgap, right? Like, I know we've had Metroid 5 Dread, which is incredible, but it's not a Prime series, right? So we need a Prime series on the Switch. I really hope it's the trilogy. It's more than likely going to be Prime 1, like remastered, but I hope that we see that this year, like sometimes toward the ends of this year, or maybe even the start of next year, in which case if we see it at the start of next year, well then Prime 4 is definitely not going to be for another year or so after that. But I would love to see one of the Prime games come over to the Switch. Please give us the trilogy, give us all three, just do it, because it's so annoying if we just get a 1 and then we have to jump to 4, like what? But anyway, that's my list. That's my list of games that I'm super excited for this year. Let me know if I missed out any of your favorites. Tell me in the comments what your favorite games are that you're like waiting for, whether it was on this list or not. I'd love to hear, or games that you're not overly fussed about, maybe just let me know. And if you haven't seen it already, go and check out this video just here about, is the Nintendo Switch doomed? Like, really? Well, I'm going off some information that was said about from Nintendo, supposedly. But yeah, go check that out. I talk about the Switch, I talk about the successor, I talk about any iterations and what they could do and blah, 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 blah. Just go watch the video and subscribe. You go down there, subscribe, and go check this video out. Thank you.